is crystal clear. Gosh, wait. Look at my the beads.
You have to lean in, because if you lean back, it gets dark on you though. It's dark.
What do you mean lean in?
So like right now, how you are now is perfect.
Clear. Look at my the beads.
You have to lean in, because if you lean back, it gets dark.
Okay, so I need to put this on mute because this is YouTube.
So like right now, how you are now is perfect.
Say when.
Make sure this is. Actually, turn my sound off on this one.
I know.
Some music, and we'll go straight off.
Um,
1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Okay, this is what I'm gonna go through here.
yeah, you can do come in with the music, but it's not gonna. We need to have our own music because we're using YouTube, and they'll block it with Beyonce's song.
So you want to do? I'm gonna do no music for right now. Okay. Just you put your song on. What you want to do? That song? I would suggest
It doesn't
that,
match.
Yeah. But it's yours, and you don't have to worry about copyright.
Okay, that means I gotta do some new music this week. Okay. With that in mind.
Just let your true self begin. In the skincare tailor just for you. Honoring your presence, embracing what's true. And honest rejoice, embracing our glow. Letting our show is shining bright. In our own unique way. In a glow, guiding us every day. Get it on. Da da da, da da da, da da. Oh, da da da, no more hiding behind masks of doubt. Find a strength within, that's what it's about. Unlocking not yourself, shining through. Oneness, wellness is for me and you. On a journey of transformation, guided by oneness, wellness,
Is that
nation.
coming through
Beauty,
Zoom?
skincare
No, it's not coming through Zoom.
resonates with the essence of who you are. Oneness, we rise, embracing our glow. Let our
It's just regular picture. Just the Zoom. What he sees.
unique way. In a glow, guiding us every day. Baby, no, in a glow, in a glow.
You have to share screen.
Ooh,
Yeah, you co-host.
ooh.
Get the other computer. Get your share screen.
Memories of you, leave us within your skin. Oneness, wellness, let you choose.
There we go.
Yeah. I'm rocking now.
Okay.
And oneness, we rise, embracing our glow.
It's coming to yours.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I need my volume up in order to talk.
But he gonna put his earplugs on, and then if he turn his sound off here, you gotta turn. Yeah,
But can you hear it though?
but it turns
Yeah.
the volume down for everybody. So we didn't have
No,
that
so
problem
this
before
is-
because he was
mine
in
is-
another room.
So mine is up now.
Okay.
Okay, and that's not showing on YouTube. That's not showing on YouTube.
It should be coming through. No, it's coming to Zoom.
Yes.
That's Zoom. That's not going. That's not.
It's not
What I'm
gonna
saying
show.
now is not going to come to you. Now, if I put on. Let's see.
In an essence show shining bright in our own unique way. In a glow, guiding.
Oh, okay. Gray boxes on the top of the.
Shining bright in our own unique way.
That's me.
No, that's
Sorry.
his corner.
No, that's me. That was me.
It was you?
I just moved it. Yeah.
Yes, I still see it. Oh, that's mine, yeah. Your own corner.
Okay, are we ready?
You ready?
I need you to count me in, Rashid, when we're ready.
Okay, we're doing it now. I'm taking the music out.
Oh, okay. Let me turn this on.
In our own unique way. In a glow, guiding us every day.
Ah!
You ready?
Yes, I'm live. I'm live. I'm live. I'm live. We are live. We are live. Welcome, welcome, welcome to Wake the F Up, Wake the F Up. I'm your host, Shifa Ali Scott, and I am thrilled to be here. You have no idea, we've been in here 54 minutes getting ready to go live, okay? So we are excited. The crew is in the space, right? Trying not to be seen and heard and all of that. So what are we talking about today? Week 2 of Intro to Galactic Consciousness. For those of you who've been with us for the past 14, 15 weeks now, wake the F up. The F is not me cussing at you, right? No. It is for forgotten available blessings. The F is for forgotten available blessings. The F is also for frequency accelerated beingness. Okay, it's like when you all charged up and your frequency has been accelerated, your beingness changes. And so we're talking about galactic consciousness. And my marketing people, my branding people, they always tell me, ain't nobody hear that language. You talking above their head and all this kind of stuff. Well, this is for those who can hear, right? If you have ears to hear, you get this. All right. So we're going to jump right in to, I think I want to do last week, I want to come back in here and yeah, y'all going to see me like all over the place in my computer so that I can make sure that everybody is pretty much on the same page, pretty much. And here we go. All right. And I'm going to share my screen right now, I think. Yes, I am. I'm going to share my screen. And what I want to share with you now is the document for Wake the F Up and what we're up to. Okay? So we started with explaining to you what FAB is, forgotten available blessings. There are things that and opportunities and quests and journeys and experiences that are happening just outside your awareness that are available to you, that when you begin to accelerate your frequency, come into view. So there's a lot on the radar, right, that you can see, and that's the known. That's the known. But there's things outside of the radar that you can't see, but are there for you, that have always been there for you, and you came onto the planet with them, but you forgot. You forgot, right? So we've all had this veil, and the more it is that you cleanse and purify your beingness, that you operate in service to others as opposed to service to self, those things begin to come into view, and you begin to remember who it is that you really are. And the amnesia of being here on earth begins to fade away. And in this time of Ascension Event 2025, all the veils are coming down. All the veils are coming down. There's no hiding anymore. Everyone's authenticity is going to show up because of the level of conscious energy, conscious cosmic energy on the planet. And so as you embrace your forgotten available blessings, just thinking about having forgotten available blessings, coming into the awareness that there's some things that I forgot. There's some things that, wow, what could they be? And the process of beginning to ask the questions starts opening you up for them. So this Wake the F Up is also increasing the frequency of the letter F on the planet. Okay, the letter F. A, B, C, D, E, F, right? A, B, C, D, E, F, A, B, C, D, E, F is the sixth frequency or vibration, right? And if you are familiar with music or just the numbers of the alphabet, and you can correlate that with the numbers of your chakras, the numbers of your energy centers, 6 is the the pineal gland. 6 is your pineal gland, and we know that that opens us up to all of the energy of the mystic, the energy of the source field. So we're taking back the energy of the F word, all right? And for us of higher consciousness, it stands for FAB, our forgotten available blessings. Now, as we are looking at this document and we scroll down, we begin to see, and if you've missed any of this, I'm just sharing this with you so that you can see how much you have missed if you're just tuning in. So there are actually 7, right? Lifestyle is a reflection of consciousness. And when we talk about being in resonance and all of those things, and what I want you to see is the treatments. So we are in, there's the law, questions. Yes, you missed all of this. You missed all of this. So let me just go back to the top. And yes, I want you to see it. There are 9 treatments. There are 9 treatments and 3 applications and 1 mentation. That's the context of the Wake the F Up. Okay. Now, when we are talking about treatments and we talk about the what actually happens in a treatment, you begin to awaken. You begin to awaken. And that awakening brings us to this place called change or pivot or expand or grow or increase, okay? And it's necessary that as we do this, we understand where we're going. So from 3rd dimension to 4th dimension, 4th dimension is the dimension of time and imagination. Time and imagination. It's the imaginal realm. It's where you daydream. It's when you have dreaming at night while you sleep. It's when you, and we've all done this, you be in a space just thinking. You don't really realize that you're thinking, and someone will say, "What you thinking about?" And you don't even know what you've been thinking about, right? You've been in a void. You've been in a blank space. You don't remember what you were just thinking about, okay? What you were thinking. And there are no empty thoughts. All thinking is creating. All thinking is creating. And now this is really important because as we are moving from 4D to 5D, right? 5D, 5 dimension, in who it is that we are and living from our light being. And it's a process. It's a process of meditation. It's a process of purification. It's a process of love and forgiveness. It's a process. And when you are actively doing the work, when you are actively doing the work in this process, you are spiraling up. And you have help because the energy that's on the planet is drawing you up. It's drawing you up. Like the sun draws water up into the clouds, right? Our energy is being drawn up toward the sun, which is where our consciousness actually comes from, okay? So as we are having this conversation, we have moved to this space to understand that in today's world with AI and automation, right? Because I got to bring it right here to where we are with AI and automation and platforms that are absolutely reshaping the industries at an unprecedented rate. We feel out of sorts. Where do I fit? What kind of career? I will share with you that ChatGPT and Claude can code. Okay, so all the things that you thought you couldn't do because you never learned how to code. And the bad news is, or the sad news is, or the change, the energy news is that coders are almost no longer needed, because we just built some online assets, and Claude and ChatGPT actually wrote the code, and we produced our pages for the internet. So, and I don't know how to code a lick, okay? Not one little bit. So if it wasn't for drop and drag, I don't know where I would be, okay? Certainly probably not here now. But so what is the point? The point is that the old ways are, they're not only outdated, they're actually dangerous. If you think that you can continue to live in the way that you have lived before, you will run into more pit holes, right? Potholes, pitfalls, okay? Brick walls, because that energy no longer exists on the planet. So I can't bring my grandmama's thinking into this new age, into this ascension, because it won't work. It will create issues and problems in the relationship that we have with other people, because we have this old mindset and everything has spiraled up. So, and it's not that we don't honor our elders and our ancestors and all of that. It's that they lived in a different time, and now we live in a new time as we make the ascension. So small thinking is actually dangerous, all right? It's no longer safe. It's no longer safe to play small, okay? It'll just keep you in a box, and you will not have the opportunity to spiral up as quickly as some, all right? So what are these called? These are exponential mindsets. And they're not just a blessing or an advantage, they are essential. They are absolutely essential. So as we talk about your forgotten available blessings, they are going to tie right into the consciousness of where we are right here, right now, as we continue to move into the unknown. And that's an uncomfortable place, until you understand that everything that is happening for your good, for your blessings, for your all of the dreams and the goals that you have, they live in the unknown. You don't know how you're going to get there, how it's going to happen, right? Where you're going to be when it happens, okay? They're in the unknown. So the more comfortable you get with the unknown, the more of your blessings you will remember. And they will start to shower onto you, into your experiences, through what we call synchronicity. Okay? And so it's not about improving what you already have. It really is not, right? Another degree, whatever. It's not about that. It's not about improving what you already think is working, right? It's about reimagining, right? Fourth dimension, the imaginary realm. It's about reimagining what is truly possible. And that lives in the unknown. And you will begin to realize that you are part of a movement. That on this planet, things are changing, and we're living in the chaos of change right now. And you can cultivate inner peace. You can cultivate a foundation for yourself of inner harmony, which will create harmony in your world. You begin to recognize your own consciousness is your primary instrument through which you serve the whole world. Your own consciousness, all right? And that is part of your personal evolution. That is what makes us inseparable from the transformation and of the planet that's actually happening right now. Okay, so with that as an introduction, I want to go ahead and move into the week 2, or what we call Heptad 2. And I'm going to talk to you about some things that you may not have known, some things that you may not be aware of right now that are absolutely necessary for you to know as you come into a new model of reality, And as we move into this, realize that you become an initiate of knowledge, and understanding that the signs and the symbols are what rule the world, not rules and laws. Okay, signs and symbols. And the more you can see, like I said, this message is for those who have ears to hear. For those of you who can see, right, the unknown, the future, right, not being afraid and allowing it to happen, you will realize that the new model of reality will happen for you. So we started this introduction to galactic consciousness, a 28-day program, actually 3 weeks ago. And last week we took I would call it a detour. We needed to go in another direction to bring you to a place where you could have greater understanding about what it is we're doing, about what is actually happening, that now is the time of the awakening, okay? So as this is occurring, the question begins to be, where do we start? Now, this is part of the introduction. So for those of you who are tracking, who are actually reading this with us, and I did drop the link to this in the chat when we first began, and it's in the Wake the F Up community. The book is in the Wake the F Up community. So this is a program. It doesn't matter where you start. It's not about your experience, right? Remember, we said it's not about making what you have now better, okay? This is for everyone to enter wherever it is that you are, whether you think you know a lot or you think you know a little, all right? So we already know you need a journal. You definitely need a Star Traveler's almanac. And these are the assignments. 13 minutes of natural mind meditation every day. It's a meditation for peace. And we need peace inside of ourselves so that it reflects into the world. Read your daily affirmations 3 times a day, 3 times a day, 3 times a day. Okay, read your lesson. Read your lesson every day, every day. And, of course, keep a journal, take notes. So we said that Heptad 1 was the first week. Talks about signs and symbols rule the world, not laws and rules, okay? So for those who are rule breakers, okay, for those who are rule breakers, right, it's your time. It's your time. It's just how you do it. It's how you do it. You know that the financial world has completely changed. Completely changed. Bitcoin is over 100,000. I think it was 111 as a new all-time high. And 1 Bitcoin is worth over 100, is worth, this amazing, right? One Bitcoin, okay? And $1 is worth what, about 15 cents right now? Right, worth about 15 cents, with eggs costing you almost $15. Okay? So just think about that. Things have changed. And that's one of the most stark revelations I can bring to you so that you understand that change is loose on the planet. And if you do not change, if you do not shift, if you do not pivot, you will be caught in the what we call the drift, right? You'll be caught in the drift. There's a scriptural story that talks about the wheat and the tares, right? So you want to be the wheat, not the tares. The tares are caught in the drift. The tares get taken into the barn and burned, okay? So just think about it in those ways, right? This is not a religious discussion. It's just that because the programming on the planet is such that major religions have inculcated our ways of being, right? And certain phrases mean certain things to us. And so it just gives us a roadmap to help us to think about what convey what the message really is. All right. So hope you're getting that. So here we want to help you to understand that the 7 days of the week, the 7 days of the heptad, are actually channels that open you up into greater awareness. And they are color coded. Heptad 1 is red, heptad 2 is white, heptad 3 is blue, and heptad 4 is yellow. There are only 28 days in a moon, not 30 or 31 or 28 or 29 days in a month. That is part of the problem. This is the new reality that was set by the cosmos at the beginning of our experience on planet Earth. The Gregorian calendar is a man-made timing frequency that is out of sync with the rest of our galaxy. All right? So we get to understand that everything is in a pattern. Everything is in a pattern. And that galactic time is to contemporary humans what the heliocentric view of our solar system was to medieval humans, if you can understand that, right? Remember, they used to think that the earth was the center of the universe. Like, excuse me? Right? At some places, at some time, they used to think that the earth was flat. Right? They used to think that the earth was flat, the world was flat. So we think that the Gregorian calendar is the truth. And it's not. It's not. So we have some lessons, and these lessons are designed to open up your imaginal realm, your fourth dimension, because it's easy to make the leap from 4 to 5 as opposed to 3 to 5 or 6. Okay, so it's a gradation, right? A graduation. And so the first step is to understand the signature, right? Your signature, your galactic signature, and the 20 solar seals. And the seals are like mythical energies that help us to learn. They're like mythical energies that help us to learn, okay? And there's an oracle that we read every day. And there are colors for each of the seals. And this is a chart that helps you learn the seals, the 20 solar seals, okay? Now, lesson 2 is the quality of those seals. And you will understand them if you can relate to them as you would think of astrology, right? People, well, what's your sign? And people think they know you because they know your sign, right? So the thing here is that each of the 20 solar seals have a totem, and they have a power, an action, and an essence. And when you understand your galactic signature, you really can say, I am yellow magnetic sun, and people can understand who it is that you really are, or whatever your seal happens to be that you were born under. All right. So all of this is in the book. It's in the book. And what I'm here today to help you to understand is that when you take the time, the energy, and give this information that is unknown to you, you give it energy by giving it your attention, you give it life by giving it your attention, things in your life will change as a result of you tuning in to the frequency of the synchronization of the galaxy, of how the planet is actually moving, like as an actual fact. It is scientifically already known that the planet is moving closer to the sun. It is scientifically already known that the quantum field is where our spiritual awareness is. The source field. It's been called many names, okay? And sometimes we just say like in the spirit, right? And it actually is the place, the space where all of what is known in 3D comes from. So everything in this physical world comes from something in the non-physical world. That's called metaphysical, right? Beyond physical. Beyond physical. And this is the essence of what we want to help you to understand as we continue to admonish you to wake the F up. Okay? Wake the F up. Your forgotten available blessings are like hovering all around you, and because you want to stay in what you think you already know, right? Your known past, right? You want to stay in the past and live in unforgiveness and all of those, the hurt, the pain, the trauma. Most people don't even remember all the good and wonderful things and blessings that happened in their life. They concentrate on the things that didn't go right, right? So when you are looking at your past, or you have a job and you have a family and you have a certain routine, you can take what you did yesterday, copy and paste and put it on tomorrow, and you know what your future is. Well, if that's the only future that you can see, that you can live by, then that's called a rut. So what has to happen is you get to realize that there is a future for you that you are not aware of, beloved. You're not aware of it. You can be, and it takes a process of putting your energy, your awareness, your attention on the unknown and asking questions like, what is possible? And writing out your life script for what you want, desire your life to be. And you want to, so I'm struggling right here because I'm getting away from using the word want, right? So you would prefer to have the things that you desire. Prefer to have the things that you desire as opposed to want them. Because as long as you want something, it's always going to be out of your reach. The things that you prefer show up. The things that you desire, those things show up. Living in want is living in lack. So concentrate on the things that you prefer for your life. The things that you desire with your heart. The things that help you to know your purpose, right? Your mission, why you are here on earth. Why you are here on earth. Desire to know that. Prefer to live your life on mission. And everything that is in your heart's desire is already for you, or you couldn't have it in your heart. Like in your heart of hearts. Okay? It was born in you. It was born in you. And you will run into the synchronicity. So what is synchronicity? It's the coincidences, the seeming accidents, the I don't know how that happened. It showed up out of nowhere in no time, and I don't know how. Okay? But here it is. That is the synchronicity. And those events will start to line up in your life in such a way that it will astound you. It will absolutely astound you. And the more it is that you allow it to be, and you acknowledge it every time. So every time a synchronicity happens, you're so thankful and grateful. You're so thankful and grateful. Right? You stop and you acknowledge it. You don't ignore it like, you're so entitled. You recognize that deja vu just came true. That thing I dreamt about 2 nights ago is now day 3, and here it is. Acknowledge it. Give thanks for it. Live in the gratitude of it. And it will happen more and more and more for you every day, and then it will become your life. And you will be walking in your destiny, walking in your mission and purpose. And absolutely everything, all of the love, the healing, the blessings, the prosperity, okay? The enlightenment, all of the peace is all in that package. It's about being on what we call the beam. You have a beam that is coming through from source. And when you tune in to it, when you understand that your body is the vehicle for you to walk it out, and that it is necessary that you are well in your body, okay? That you realize that this body is really a vessel, and like a ship is a vessel on the ocean. Our bodies are vessels in the ocean of source, and the destination is already charted, and the map is in your heart. Is in your heart. So as you open your heart and you move, so how do you do that? We had a lesson already on how it is that you begin to learn how to work the dials in your body. What are they? They are the 7 chakras. And when you learn where they are, what they are, how they operate, and their relationship to your body, like in truth, then that's like you at the helm, right, of the ship. I don't know if they call the helm, I don't know if they call that the helm on a ship or not. But anyway, you driving, okay? You sailing, you the one with the steering wheel in your hand. As you learn to operate your chakras and draw the energy from the field instead of allowing the world to draw the energy from you. Okay? So this is about your destiny. This is about your living courageously in the unknown. Well, how I'm doing such well, how you gonna do it? I don't know, and I don't have to know. I don't have to know. All I have to do, all I get to do is be in the frequency of expectation of what I prefer and what I desire. And so far for 68 years, it's been working for me. Okay? And I haven't always like been on the path all the way. So remember when we said we said signs and symbols are what rule the world. Well, as you walk this path of your synchronicity into the unknown, there will be signs, there will be symbols. And they come in all kinds of ways and fashions from places that you had no idea. That's why it's called the unknown. Okay? So I'm going to share one more time, and then I'm going to cut you loose, because it's more important for you to understand what's in the book and why than for me to be, continue to talk to you. The thing about it is your experience. How are you experiencing it? Are you in the book? Are you doing the work? This is the real work. You do this work and you can get to a place where you don't even have to, you don't have to have a job. J-O-B, just over broke. And the universe will pour into you because you're on your mission. And you begin to live in overflow and luxury and abundance. So what we're looking at here is called the Tzolk'in. All right? And so you can see the 20 seals on the left-hand side. And across the top, you can see it's numbered 1 through 13 in the dot bar notation. Okay? There are 260 days, 260 days cycle, all right, inside the 360-day cycle of the 13-moon calendar, okay? And when you understand that calculation that I just made, those numbers, it will lock you in to what is really happening cosmically. It will lock you into your galactic signature. Okay, in lesson 4, you will know, you will learn, you will see the difference between your Gregorian calendar that you so cling to and what's really happening in the perpetual 13 moon calendar. And 13 moon calendar is the calendar of synchronicity. You start living by 13 moons because that's how everything is set up. The gestation for a woman's period is every 28 days. We flow 13 times a year, not 12. Okay, that's the actual fact. That's the actual fact. 13 perfect moons as opposed to 12 irregular months. Okay? So you're going to take notes. You're going to understand some things. And you're going to move through the lessons. You're going to move through the lessons. Okay? And as you do, you begin to come to understand that time is really of the mind, and that time is the evolution of consciousness, and that time is the universal factor of synchronization. Time is of the 4th dimension. It's not the 12-month calendar. That's of the Industrial Revolution. Okay, that's man-made. I can't express to you enough how important it is to meditate. When you tune into the nothingness, the oneness, as we call it here. And you realize the power that is in your oneness with all that is. The power of oneness through meditation is the only way you can get there, because you get to still yourself, your mind in particular. You get to slow your body down, control your breath, and allow your mind, which is not your brain, okay? Your brain is an apparatus, and your pineal gland is a part of your brain, the limbic brain in particular, okay? That is the receiver. That is the receiver. Your mind is your thoughts. Your mind is non-local. Your mind is electricity. It is electric in nature. And so when you send your thoughts out in meditation, okay, after you still yourself and you're in the unknown, which already knows your preferences and your desires of your heart, then your heart will magnetize your experiences that you prefer and desire to you. The door to your future is through your heart. The door to your future is through your heart. Meditation is the application of how you do it. Okay. So this 13-minute natural mind meditation that's in the book, that's in this introduction, is your gateway. It is your gateway. So with that, we were moving into heptad 2, which is week 2. So all of that I just went through with you was week 1. This heptad 2 is about refining the knowledge. In heptad 1, what do? We initiate the knowledge. We come into some remembrance, right? We come into some remembrance. And why do I say remembrance? Because it will resonate with your beingness. When you really get into it, like just get into it. Just let yourself get into it. And it will resonate with you as being the truth. And so in heptad 2 or week 2, we refine that knowledge of those lessons, those 7 lessons that are part of heptad 1. And we begin to understand our relationship to the planet. We begin to understand that everything is a hologram. That we are a hologram of the one infinite creator. And the planet has a hologram. And when you begin to understand the nature of the illusion that we live in called life on earth, you begin to see things much differently. Now here is where we begin to decode our galactic signature, okay? And begin to understand how these 20 solar seals actually work. What the radial plasmas are. So instead of Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, the days of the week, no. They are energies. Every time there's an alternation of day and night, every time the sun rises, it's not only a new quote-unquote day, it's a new energy. It's a new energy. And those energies are tied to our chakras. And when we understand what energy we are operating on, what color it is, and what chakra it is energizing, it will change your life. And that's what we're here for, right? To change our lives. Okay? And then it's going to talk to you about what is your mind? What is your mind? What is your mind? So I shared some of that with you already. And don't be afraid to take notes. Make notes. And here is the heliospheric meditation that will take you around the solar system. Yep. It will take you around the whole solar system. It is an amazing meditation. And here it is right here. Here it is right here. Okay? And this is about your destiny. This is about your understanding of what it is that's really going on. What it is that's really happening. And why they hid the number 13 from you for your whole life, and our parents' life, and our grandparents' life, and before that, maybe for the last 150 years. Maybe for the last 150 years, the number 13. So be clear that we are in a new world. In a new world. 13 is a magic number. 13 was programmed into us to be taboo because it was known, if we really did understand the number 13, that we could free ourselves. We could absolutely free ourselves. There are 13 moons, not 12 months. And each one of the moons has its own name, its own essence, power, and action. And when you are in alignment, when you're doing the work, it will come to you. This is a process of memory retrieval. Wake the F up is a process of memory retrieval so that you remember your forgotten available blessings. You remember them. And this is a tool to help you to come into the fullness of who you are as a being on planet Earth. We call it a wave spell. 13 of anything, 13 seconds, 13 minutes, 13 hours, 13 days, 13 moons as we call it. So 13 days, or kin, we call the days kin, creates a wave spell. And any period of 13 days is a magical, I want to call it a serum, a magical elixir. If you start something on day 1 and you map it out for 13 days in relationship to synchronizing it with the wave spell, with the moon, within the cycles, that's a whole nother level of watching your life change. So this is to encourage you as I close. This is to encourage you that, let me just stop this and move it to tomorrow. Okay. This is to encourage you to do the work, to wake the F up, so that you can be ahead of the wave as this ascension process is taking place. There is so much more, so much I desire to share with you. Things that have absolutely changed my life and continue to this day, in this moment, right here, right now, in this generous present moment, to shape and mold the world that I prefer that I choose, that I desire, all around me. All around me. And the more it is that you begin to embrace this new model of reality, this galactic consciousness, you too will begin and continue to spiral up into your highest consciousness, into your God self. God is all that is, in the power of oneness. So if there was anything I was going to leave you with today, it would be meditate, meditate, meditate. If it's 5 minutes a day, if it's 10 minutes a day, 13 minutes a day, how about that? You want to start some magic right away? 13 minutes a day. Okay? Do the natural mind meditation. It's in the book. It's in the book for 13 minutes and watch things shift. And it happens at different times for everyone, because no two of us are on the same path. It might seem like it, but none of us are on the same path. We are, and when I say that, I mean in our learning, in our evolution. We're all going back to the oneness, okay? However, and also, how we get there individually is based on the lessons that it is that our soul's journey needs to learn. Yes, okay? So meditate and begin to love the journey of your soul and allow yourself to surrender to embrace the new model of reality called galactic consciousness. So with that, I'm Shifa Ali Scott, and this has been, it is Wake the F Up, the Ascension event for 2025. If you missed any of the previous 14 or 15, they're going to be somewhere on YouTube, but they're definitely in the community. And you can join the community by how can they join the community? I don't want to put a link in here. You can join the community by calling that number right there. See that number right there? 808-207-7370. Okay? Yep, call that number right there and take the quiz and leave a message that you want, how you found out about it is Wake the F Up, and we will make sure you get in the community so you can get all of these messages absolutely at no cost. No cost. Now we have lots of other things we do that are available to you through Oneness Wellness Lifestyles as we help you and others to make the transition and to have better health and to have healthier finances and wonderful experiences that we create as you are on the path. I'm Shifa. I'm out. As we say here in Hawaii, aloha and mahalo for being here. Peace, love, and light. Peace, love, and light. Finished.
Okay,
Ending now.